What's up, guys? Welcome to our Friday jam session. And officially, we are in 2022. This is January 7th. And yes, in fact, this is live. And well, depending if you're watching this on January 7th and if it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. The other day, I pre-recorded one because it wasn't going to be available, and I aired that one as a coffee talk. So I'll be doing that from time to time just to keep myself on schedule. But today, what we're going to be talking about is a question that gets asked quite often, and that is, how frequently should we be posting content? How frequently should we be creating it, posting it, and getting it live on our website? So that's really what we are going to be talking about because, like I said, that is a question that comes up quite often. So with that all being said, where should we start? Well, we should probably start with the big one, and that is, does Google even care? So we got to answer that question, which I'm going to. But the other thing that we need to think about, and again, I'm going to officially kick this off here in the next minute or two, but I'm just kind of going over some of the things that we're going to be discussing. The other thing is does Google care, but also is it better to drip out the content? So that's another question and another thing that people wonder, should I have this content created and then should I drip it out or should I add it all at once? And there is an answer to that and something that I would recommend. All right. So with that all being said, that's what we're going to be talking about. Again, this is this our third coffee talk since January? I think it is the 7th. Yeah, should be about the third, maybe fourth. No, I think it's the third. Doesn't really matter. So that's what we're going to do, though. We're going to talk about that here today. Hopefully your 2022 is off to a great start. I will bring this up. This past week, I had 8 private coaching calls, which I opened up some private coaching call spots about a week and a half ago. And it's been great. It's been a lot of fun digging into people's businesses or just digging into their areas of them being stuck and getting them unstuck. And the one big takeaway that I want to share here, and I'll probably do a whole episode on my takeaways of these coaching calls, because there's a lot of different things that are happening within businesses, whether it's a physical product business. I believe it's 3 businesses that are selling on Amazon, but they want to diversify their traffic off of Amazon. And so we dug into that. But it primarily comes down to the one thing that we're all trying to do, and that is get traffic. Because if we get traffic, problem solved. We get more attention to the products that we sell or to the affiliate products, or we get more traffic to our website, which gives us more ad revenue. So that's pretty much, the main thing that we're all trying to do is get traffic, right? And so I'll probably do a full episode on that coming up because it's fresh in my mind and I want to make sure that we do that. The other thing, let me just kind of give you guys a little bit of like what I'm working on and that I'm really excited about is coming up next Wednesday. We're doing our first ever niche properties insider, somewhat of a video newsletter, if you will, where we're going to be breaking down and tearing down a website that is being sold or that was sold, and that's doing at least $1,000 per month in revenue. And so what we're going to do is we're going to break this thing down, tear it down brick by brick, and we're going to go through and really talk about the niche, talk about the growth potential for the niche, but then from there, looking at all of the content that's been doing well, trying to get ideas for our own sites, but then also looking at the keywords. Are there any keyword veins that are being exposed or that could be exposed? And then from there, we're going to be looking at traffic sources and then looking at how the site is earning money, but then also how it could earn potentially more. And then what we're going to do, the last thing we're going to be doing, is really coming up with a 90-day growth blueprint that we would be doing if we were to buy this site. All right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is something that you should be doing anyway. Like, you should be looking at other sites, even if it's not in your niche, and really learning and getting ideas of what you could do, right? To utilize that same maybe strategy or that same keyword vein just with your niche in it, which is really, really awesome. The other thing is a lot of times it will show you what the earnings are for that niche. So even if you're in a different niche, but yet it's slightly related, you can get an idea of what you'd be earning per thousand RPM. So there's all of those things that we're going to be doing. I'm really excited about this. If you are in BCA, Brand Creators Academy, you're going to be getting access to this Niche Properties Insider. When I first came up with this idea, I was thinking about doing it as just a standalone, as a kind of like a newsletter, and I was going to charge monthly for it. And then I said, you know what? Let me just roll it out to BCA. We'll see how it goes. And I may just offer it to BCA as another bonus for being inside of our tribe, as we call it. And so we're going to be doing it there. And I won't say I'll never, but I would say right now, I don't have any plans to do it as a standalone. So if you're interested in getting access to that, if you're in BCA, you're going to get access to it. It's on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. But if you're not, and you wanted to be part of our Brand Creators Academy, and this is, again, just one thing that we're doing inside of the Academy and be like a fly on the wall, is you can go to this link right here, and it is by private invite only. So you would just go here, brandcreators.com/BCA, and you'll see the page there where you can fill out a few questions, and then we will email you back with a private invite if we feel it's a good fit. So if you're interested in joining that call, if you're not yet part of BCA, make sure that you go check that out. All right. All right. So now that I think we are live, someone had said they had what is it? Scooby Live. It's so weird to see in time this week. I had to really hunt for your live on YouTube. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's the new year. Maybe they've changed their algorithm. Maybe all the platforms did. I don't know. But we're here now. So let's kick this thing off. We're going to kick off our Friday jam session the way that we normally do it. I'm going to pause and we're going to cut in with the Friday jam session. So here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Friday jam session. And depending on when you're listening to this, we have just kicked off 2022. And let me tell you something. We've kicked it off with a bang. At least we did. I did. Yeah, I'm really excited about the new year. I mean, I think we all start the new year excited. It's just, how do you keep being excited or keep that enthusiasm and all of that stuff? One thing that I've realized over the years is surrounding yourself with people that are also excited. The people that are inside of our Brand Creators Academy help me stay motivated, inspired, and we all do the same for each other, which is pretty cool. So I just wanted to say Happy New Year, if I didn't officially say that yet. But today we are going to do our normal scheduled jam session. If you're new to the podcast, on Fridays, what we do is we pick a topic or a question, and then we drill into it. And today's question is very, very common and a really good question. And that is, how frequently should we be posting content on our website? All right. Or as I call it, our niche property. How often should we be posting? It's a great question. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I'm going to give you what we do. And it might surprise you, because a lot of people think it should be done a certain way. And I don't think it should. I think it should be done this way. At least that's what we're doing. And we're seeing some pretty good results from it. So let's kind of dig in. All right. If we're looking at creating content, the purpose of creating content is to get traffic. True? Yeah, it's true, right? Like, yes, your head nodding. So when we're creating this content, you would think that if we can get it out there quicker, then we'll get traffic quicker, right? Or at least we'll be getting it. If we're going to get ranked in 3 months, if we have one piece that's going to get ranked in 3 months versus 30 pieces, good chance we're going to get more traffic, right? But the issue is, people think that Google likes to see content that is on a schedule, or that is posted once a week, once a day, every 2 days. They think that Google likes to see like a content sequence in a sense, where you're seeing it's like a news site. Like every time it's got a new piece of content, it's going to get kind of like brought back up in the rankings and all of that stuff. I don't believe that. Okay. Now, there might be something to it because now you're putting more content on the site. But my thoughts, my beliefs are this. And there's a lot of people that are smarter than me that are doing this and been doing this for years. And this is exactly what they're saying as well. And that is, when you have the content ready, don't sit on it, post it. Because if we post it, it's going to immediately, okay, be ready and up there on the internet where Google can crawl and start indexing. All right. So once they start to index it, that's when we have the chance to start getting traffic. They don't care. That robot doesn't say, "Oh, don't scroll over there and don't crawl that area over there. That's not going to get crawled for till next week. Even though it's posted right now, let's crawl that next week." It doesn't look at it like that. It looks at it like, "Oh, new content index," right? "Oh, new content index." Now, the how frequently should you post? That to me is more of an internal thing. That's more for you. And I actually just had a coaching call the other day that this came up and this question came up. And that's why I did want to do this session, by the way, because it's a great question. I know a lot of people ask this question and they think that you need to drip the content out. It's better if you just drip the content out versus putting it all up there, what you have and when it's ready. And my thoughts on this is it's more for ourselves. If you create yourself a posting schedule, it will keep you consistently posting content. If you consistently post content, your chances of getting indexed, your chances of getting ranked, your chances of getting more traffic increase. True? Head nod again, right? If you're watching this, you can head nod with me. If you're listening, just head nod, right? Yes, it just makes sense. It's common sense. Okay? So posting the content, what is the right timing? What is the scheduling? Should you post it at 4 a.m. in the morning? No, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you're consistent and you commit to posting content. To me, that is everything. Even if Google had a little thing in their algorithm that said, "Oh, this site's posting once every day. Let's give them more of a lift." I still don't believe that's true. But what I will say is once you start getting relevant for content, again, when we talk about how to get relevancy started, it's to post a bunch of content on your topic, on your niche. So that way there we let Google know what the site is about. We are relevant now. And as your site becomes relevant, the more content we put on there, it's going to automatically associate your content with the relevancy of the site. Okay. So it's more about being on a schedule so you stay consistent versus you going like all hog wild. You're like, "I'm going to go out there and I'm going to post 10 articles and I'm going to write them and I'm going to post them tomorrow." That's great. And then you don't do anything for 3 months, right? Now, there is something to that. If you are going to purchase a brand new domain, and I did this actually about 18 months ago, and I didn't even do it intentionally, but it ended up working out. But I would do this now if I had a niche that I wanted to go into, but I didn't have the time to do it right now, but I wanted to at least get something started. I would buy the domain, buy the hosting, create 10 pieces of content, post it on the site, and walk away. And the only reason why I would do that is for relevancy, because over 6 months and 8 months and 12 months, 18 months, whatever the time period is, it's already being indexed. And now the site is associated with that content. So now we have relevancy and we have a site that's been seasoned a little bit. I talked about that on a podcast episode in the past. But if you are doing this to like keep this thing rolling and really start ramping things up, even if you're starting from scratch and you want this thing to be on a regular basis, then I say post as frequently as you can, but with consistency. And the only reason why I'm saying with consistency is for your own self, right? Put it on your calendar that you're going to post X amount of articles by Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Like as if you were working for a company. If you were my content creator, my writer, my poster, I would say, here's the 3 pieces of content I need written, and I need those created and published by Friday at 3 p.m. And if you want to post one on Tuesday, fine. If you want to post one on Wednesday, fine. If you want to post one on Friday, if you want to post them all on Friday, I don't care. But 3 of those articles need to be posted by Friday at 3 p.m. Bottom line. So more or less, it's just, that's the deadline, right? It's like a term paper. If you need to have a paper in school created and written and researched and all that stuff, you got a deadline. It needs to be handed in on this day. So it's up to you to get the work done and get it posted. If you don't, guess what? We're going to take 1 grade away from it. So if it was an A, it's a B. If it's a B, it's a C. If it's a C, it's a D. Right? So there's going to be a little bit of, scarcity there for you. And you need to do that in yourself. So does it help to post more frequently? Yes, in the sense of you're constantly having new content posted so you can get more keywords indexed on your site. That's the bottom line. Okay. It's not so much about you posting frequently and Google goes, oh, they're a frequent poster, so we're going to give them more, more credit. We're going to give them more authority. I don't buy into that. I buy into, if you post 1 piece of content a week and you're doing that consistently, you got a good chance of ranking for a lot of keywords, getting indexed and getting traffic. If you bump that up and do 2 per week, your chances increase. If you do 3, it increases. You do 4, it increases. Not because of the volume that you're doing that Google sees. It's because you're giving the algorithm more things to crawl, more things to index, and more things to rank for. And that's it. So how frequently? As frequently as you can and be consistent for your own self. So this way here, you don't look back and go, oh, I posted 10 articles. I wanted to post 100, but I got burnt out. Or I did them all in one bunch and after that, I lost my motivation, like whatever it is. Start slow, start small, and then scale up from there. And I always tell people that too. Like when you're first starting, learn the process first with 1 piece of content, get all the kinks out, test it with a second, work the kinks out. And then once you get it dialed in, if you want to scale it up to 2 to 3 to 4, that's fine. As of right now, I'm having written for 5 different sites. All right. And 3 of those are actually 4 of those are very, very active as far as like how much we're posting. And I'm handling it. I'm doing it, but I'm not doing all the writing. But I am keeping everything on track. I'm scheduling things. I'm doing keyword research, and I'm spending less than 3 hours a week to manage all of that because it's all set up. It's all built. And all I'm doing is finding keywords, dropping them into a spreadsheet and assigning them to my writers. And my writers know that they need to be done by the end of the week. Done. You can do the same thing if you're writing the content yourself. Just like these podcast episodes. I basically create a spreadsheet for myself and I go maybe about, 2 weeks out, and I will put the topics that I'm going to be covering. And then from there, I just show up and I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's part of my schedule. It's part of my routine, right? If I didn't do it, if I just did a whole bunch of them and posted them and walked away and I didn't do anything for 2 months, but I knew that they were scheduled, it might be hard to get back in the rhythm again. So I like to do it where I can keep that rhythm, keep that momentum, and create that ritual, really. And it's kind of like a schedule. It's a routine. So I do recommend creating a routine around this, as well as other things. If you want to walk every day, and if you want to do push-ups every day, like whatever it is, build those in. But this is the same thing. So how frequently should you post content? As frequently as you can do it consistently. That's the answer. But if I was to say you're starting a new site, what does that look like? I would say I would do a content blitz. I would do between 20 and 30 articles, and I would try to get those done in 30 to 45 days. And I would just blitz the site and I would flood it with a whole bunch of content. And then I would go into a schedule of maybe 1 per week, 2 per week, or 3 per week, whatever it is. And then I'm going to stick to that. And I've done it where I was aggressive for a while, and then I'll back off and focus on another site, go aggressive, and then back off a little bit. But whenever I back off, it's no less than 1 to 2 articles per week minimum. That's my schedule pretty much. But if I'm in an aggressive push, it'll be a blitz. And then after that, it might be 8 to 10 articles a week for, 3 months. It just depends. All right. So guys, hopefully that's helped you. That is our Friday jam session. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hopefully this has helped you. and really made you realize that it's not necessarily for the Google algorithm. It's more for you. It's about you. How much can you handle without getting burnt out? And can you do this on a consistent basis? Because your chances just go up so much for getting traffic. And we all know that if you get traffic, it just helps everything on that niche property, right? That's what we're trying to do. Get traffic, turn it into, turn on some monetization so we can start creating some recurring revenue from ad networks, affiliate stuff, or even your own digital products. All right. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day, week, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Take care, guys. Cut. All right, guys, you got any quick questions for me? Let's see. Salma, will you be sharing newsletter in the niche property course as a bonus? No, not as of right now, Salma. The niche properties insider is exclusively for BCA right now. The class was a class, right? You basically buy into the class, and then all of the content is inside of the class. If you're inside BCA, you get access to our niche properties class, all of our other classes, and things like this here. And again, that's exactly why we are focusing all of our attention really on Brand Creators Academy for people that want that ongoing support. They want the ongoing things like this, over the shoulder, digging through sites and things like that. But the niche properties class is really for people that just, they want the training, connect the dots. What's the steps to take? And then just go through that process, get everything built, and then you're on your way. BCA is really that additional training and also the additional support, and the niche insiders, the niche properties insider is for that group. So no, it will not be offered as a bonus to the niche properties class. Okay, so here's a good one. I was thinking about this, about consistent posting of content. It's similar to posting about what we need to demonstrate about the benefit of the main idea of the website, which is every type of media like email. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same idea, right? If you're sending emails out, you should send out emails, on a regular basis. Once a week, maybe once every other week, like whatever you want that schedule to be, but you should try to be consistent on it. Not necessarily, the benefits of an email list is that you get to, notify these people, multiple times a week or a month. And that just increases your traffic and increases your chances to sell more stuff. But it also just keeps you on a schedule as well. Now, I've been guilty of this myself. I've got, let's see here, 3 email lists that I manage right now. One of them being Brand Creators, which I send 3 emails out a week. And then there's 2 other ones that I want to send out every week, and I'm pretty good about it usually, but lately I've been falling off the wagon a little bit. So I got to get back into it. You can always get back into it. Yes, it's like you need to set that up to like every Monday or every Wednesday or every Friday, you're going to send that email. Same thing with social media. I'm not a big fan of social media because I think that you're putting a lot of energy into something that you can't really benefit from. You have to keep feeding that thing. It's like the algorithm that you got to keep feeding to stay on top of the results and the feed and all that stuff. So I don't like that myself. But for other people, it works, or they like doing it for whatever reason. I like to focus on evergreen assets or an email list that I have control over. So anyway, hopefully that helped you. Let's see here. Another question. What is your idea about making a person that is different from myself for the website? How do I make sure I am truthful while making a persona for the site? Any thoughts about this? Yeah, you can, a lot of people have done that for years where they create a pen name if they're writing a book even, because they don't want it to be them. You can totally do that, and you can just be the character, right? You're just creating a character of that brand. And the thing is like when you are creating a brand, you don't want to necessarily be the face if you're going to sell that brand, because then you are selling also the face with it, which is not actually true. So you might want to make it as like content creators that come together, kind of like a news outlet would. And then just use that as like it's a collaboration of just experts that come in and share on that. So yeah. When would you only do 10 articles versus 30 and regular schedule? Well, if your site is brand new, if you have the bandwidth and you have the resources, I would do 30 because I want to just get 30 pieces of content on that site. So that way there we got that many that are going to be in 6 months, those 30 articles are going to be pretty much ranking and pretty much driving traffic. So we're going to have some data to deal, that we're going to be able to sort through and deal with. The 10 articles, I mean, again, if that's all that you can do in the 30 days, do that. That's great. It's better than one a week. But if all you can do is one a week, do one a week. So there's no right or wrong answer there. It's just if you want to speed up the process, more content is the answer to that, without a doubt. Now, could you spend a month trying to create a post that could go viral or that could get you a lot more searches? You could, but you're getting one roll of the dice versus 10 or 20 or 30. So that's my thoughts on that. How many niche sites would you start, and for how long would you focus on only one? If you are new at this, I would only focus on one for probably 6 to 12 months, because it's going to take that long for you to be able to really get everything dialed in. Okay. And I would also say, if you then have limited amount of time or limited amount of resources, you're going to then split amongst the 2 sites, the 3 sites, the 4 sites, whatever it is. And then you're going to look back and go, wow, if I would have just instead of dividing up 10 articles amongst 3 sites, I could have just taken those 10 articles, put them on one site. My chances increase for that one. So I would say in the very beginning, if you're just starting, I would not go after 2 or 3 at once. I would stick with one and get all of your stuff working and dialed in your processes and really getting a good rhythm. And then I would branch off and possibly do a second or a third. If you are thinking about doing a second or a third and you wanted to just season it, then I would buy the domain, set up the hosting, and then I would pick 10 topics to write on, create those 10, post them, and walk away. And that can literally be done in a week to 2 weeks. And then you're just going to walk away from it and shelf it. And while you did that, it's still getting relevancy, and it's going to be, it's there built ready for when you're ready. So that I do like that if you're thinking about a second or a third. All right. So guys, that is going to wrap up our Friday jam session. If you are interested in joining us inside of Brand Creators Academy, and if you wanted to be part of our very first edition of the Niche Properties Insider, which is kind of like a video newsletter where you're going to be a fly on the wall and you're going to watch myself and Chris Schaefer really dig into a business, a brand, a niche property that is doing at least $1,000 per month and is generating traffic and is being sold or has been sold. And then we are going to really tear down the site. We're going to look at what is good, what could be improved, and then we're going to build out a 90-day blueprint that we would follow if we were to buy it and try to fix it up and sell it again. So that's happening next Wednesday. If you're in BCA, keep an eye out for that. We already posted all the information inside of our group, but we will be going live in our group. We're going to do this one live. I'm not sure if we're going to do them all live. We're going to do this one live. And again, this is our first one. So we'll probably have a few kinks that we got to work out, but that's the thing about doing it in front of a live audience. And it's good to get feedback so that way there we can make it even better. And that's the idea. So this is the very first one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to dig in and really share it. And the other cool thing is when we're doing these, I'm also always thinking, and I'm going to share with you how I do this, but I'm also looking at these sites or the site that we're going to be looking at. And I try to see if there's a strategy or something that they're doing, whether it's keywords or whether it's content, whatever, I'm going to see how that could possibly work in one of my other niche properties. And I'm always thinking about that. So it doesn't have to be the exact niche that I'm in order for it to work. And I've done this several times on multiple ones of these. So yeah, we'll be covering that. That's what's going to be happening. So if you do want to join us and you're not yet inside of BCA for whatever reason, you should be. Well, if you want to be surrounded with motivated and focused entrepreneurs and people that are really doing this and focusing on this, and they're not trying to go out there and get rich quick thing. If you want to be part of that group with support and training and all that stuff, then definitely go check it out. All right. Brandcreators.com/BCA, and you can get all the details there. If you are watching this and you are part of BCA already, thank you for being one of our members. And I look forward to really sharing all of this with you inside of BCA on Wednesday. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. So guys, have an awesome weekend. Take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.